A homeless, hungry boy shuffled through the chaos of Lagos streets, carrying his one shoeshiner box. He saw a sleek black SUV stuck in traffic, its owner frustrated and shouting at drivers. Without thinking, the boy dropped to his knees and began polishing the man's muddy, expensive shoes. He didn't ask for money, he didn't beg, he just polished. What happened next would change his life and the billionaire's world forever. Hello, family. Welcome to African Stories That Touch. Please like, share, subscribe, and tell me where you're watching this video from in the comment section. The Lagos sun was ruthless that afternoon, like it was personally offended that people still had the audacity to come outside. Tega wiped the sweat off his forehead with the back of his hand. His small wooden shoeshiner box bounced against his leg as he crossed the market, weaving between shouting traders, rushing pedestrians, and impatient drivers leaning on their horns like the sound could part the sea of bodies. Tega, shoeshiner, come and polish my life, a man called jokingly. People always teased him, but Tega didn't mind. He was used to their jokes. At 12, he already understood something many adults never learn. Lagos doesn't slow down for anybody. You either move or you get crushed. His family needed him to move. His father, once a strong mechanic, now coughed into a handkerchief every morning. His mother, once fried akara by the roadside, near their one-room apartment. But 2 weeks ago, the landlord came with some area boys who threw their things, beat them up, and locked the door with a new padlock. So Tega woke before dawn every day, carried his box to the market, and polished shoes until his fingers ached. Some days were good, some days were terrible, but he kept going. Not because he enjoyed the work, but because he wanted his parents to smile again. Now, as he walked towards the bus park, the ground vibrated with the rumble of traffic. Hawkers darted between cars, selling gala, water, anything. A fight erupted between two Okada riders, drawing a noisy crowd. Tega sighed. Fights like these slowed business. He stepped away, searching for someone whose shoes looked like money had walked in them recently. His eyes caught a gleam. A black SUV, stuck in traffic. Even from a distance, he could see the expensive cufflinks on the man in the back seat. Before he could approach, the driver of the SUV jumped out, shouting at a downfall driver who had scratched the bumper. Are you blind? You dey mad? You go pay for this nonsense. Voices rose. Horns blade. Someone cursed someone's entire generation. The back door swung open, and a man stepped out. He was tall, neat, wearing a navy blue suit and polished wristwatch with a clean haircut. He looks like someone who smelled of money, even after sweating. But his shoes, the shoes, they were dusty, splashed with muddy water, completely out of place on a man like that. Before Tiger even thought of it, His body moved. He rushed forward, dropped to his knees, pulled out his brush, and began to shine the shoes. He didn't ask for permission. He didn't ask for money. He just polished. Because in that moment, Tiger felt like the man deserved at least one thing in the chaos: a bit of dignity. The man looked down, startled. What? Who are you? When did you? Sorry, sir, Tiger said quickly. Your shoes were dirty. I just wanted to help. The man stared, confused, then strangely moved. Before he could respond, a traffic officer began blowing his whistle aggressively, shouting at everyone involved. The argument broke up. Vehicles began to move. The man reached into his pockets, pulled out some notes, and pressed them into Tiger's hand. Thank you, he said sincerely. You are a rare one. Then he hurried back into the SUV and it drove off. Tiger smiled, tucking the money safely into his pockets. What a day, he whispered. God had answered his prayer. Maybe things were about to get better. He opened his shoe shiner box to pack his tools and froze. Inside, tucked neatly in the corner, was an envelope. Not a dirty envelope. This one was clean, cream-colored, and thick. His heart raced. He picked it up. On the front, in bold writing was Daramola Group, confidential. Tiger blinked. Daramola Group? He had heard that name. In fact, everyone in Lagos had. It was a massive corporation. They're into real estate, tech, logistics, you name it. Their billboards were everywhere. His hands began to shake as he opened the envelope. Inside was a business card and a cheque. A cheque with more zeros than he had ever seen in his life. He couldn't breathe. If he cashed this money, his father's medicine, their accommodation, and their future, all solved. Just like that. His mind spun. His mouth went dry. But something inside him whispered, "It is not yours." Yet another voice whispered, "But what if it was God that dropped it in your hands?" Tiger closed the box. He didn't know what to do. But this was only the beginning. What he did next would change everything. Tiger didn't sleep that night. He lay on his thin mattress, listening to his father cough by the corner of the bridge that had accommodated them for 2 weeks now. It was a sharp, painful sound that always made his stomach twist. His mother hummed a quiet hymn as she patted his back, her voice tired, slow but hopeful. Their single kerosene lamp flickered like it too was struggling to stay alive. Tiger turned the envelope in his hand over and over. That cheque was enough to change 3 generations. It could send him to school. It could send his father to a real hospital. It could help his mother expand her business. But it wasn't his. Every time he thought about keeping it, his chest tightened like a rope was being pulled around his ribs. Tiger sighed again and again, his heart restless. "God, talk to me," he whispered. "Just tell me what to do." But everywhere remained quiet, except for his father's coffin. By morning, he had made up his mind he would return the cheque, even if it ruined him, even if things got worse. Better to be poor with peace than rich with guilt. He placed the envelope inside his pocket, picked up his shoeshiner box, and left for the market before the sun was fully awake. Finding the Daramola group was like trying to text God and hoping he replies. People pointed him in three different directions. One man told him to check Victoria Island. Another said Lekki Phase 1. A third insisted the company was in Ikoyi, but refused to give exact directions for security reasons. By noon, Tiger's legs felt like cooked noodles. But eventually, after trekking, asking, and nearly giving up, he found himself standing in front of a massive glass building. The sign read, Daramola Group Head Office. The building looked like it touched the sky, the kind of place where everyone wore perfume you could smell even before the person came out of their car. Security guards looked like they ate criminals for breakfast. Tiger swallowed hard. He approached the gate. Good afternoon, sir, he greeted with exaggerated politeness. Please, I'm looking for Mr. Daramola. The guard stared at him, the way someone might stare at a mosquito trying to enter an airplane. And who are you? The guard asked. Tiger, sir. What do you want with the chairman? I want to return something he lost, Tiger said. The guard raised an eyebrow. Lost? My friend, shift from this place. People like you don't meet him. Tiger felt heat rise behind his eyes. Not anger, but frustration. He was so close to meeting Mr. Daramola. Please, sir, I'm not here for trouble. Leave this place, the guard barked. We don't allow beggars inside. Tiger clenched his fists. I'm not a beggar, he said softly. The guard laughed. If you are not a beggar, then I'm an astronaut. Traffic moved behind them. Heat waves danced on the tarred road. Tiger breathed in deeply, steadying himself. Then he did something unexpected. He stepped back, placed his shoe shiner box on the ground, opened it calmly, removed his brush, and started polishing the guard's boots. The guard blinked. What are you doing? I'm showing you I'm not here to beg, Tiger said, brushing carefully. This is what I do for a living. I work, I don't beg. Within seconds, the guard's black boots shone like obsidian. The first guard coughed, pretending not to be impressed. Stand up, he said gruffly. Tiger stood slowly. Give me the thing you said he lost. I can only give it to him directly, Tiger answered. The guard studied him for a long moment, then sighed. Wait here. He left and returned minutes later with a stern-looking woman in a corporate suit. Her ID card read, Martha Bliss, executive assistant to the chairman. She scanned Tiger from head to toe. Her face, unreadable. You said you have something for the chairman? She asked. Yes, ma. Who are you? A shoe shiner boy, ma. How did you get something belonging to the chairman? I cleaned his shoes in traffic 2 days ago. Martha narrowed her eyes. That detail matched a report she had overheard. Give it to me. No, ma. I need to give it to him myself, Tiger repeated. trembling but determined. The woman studied him again, then finally said, "Follow me." The guard stepped aside. Tiger walked in. His heartbeat felt like a drum. Inside the building was another planet. The air cold, the floor clean and shiny. People in suits walking fast like they were being chased by deadlines. Phones ringing, elevators opening with a soft ding. Tiger felt small, like he had stumbled into a dream he had no business being in. Martha led him to a private elevator on the top floor. She guided him into a quiet hallway and knocked on a door. "Come in," a deep voice called from inside. They entered. The office was huge. Glass walls showing the skyline. Shelves lined with awards. A giant desk. A man sitting behind it, buried in papers. It was the man from the SUV, Mr. Daramola. He looked tired, not physically, but in a so deep way. His eyes lifted and widened slightly when he saw Tiger. "You?" he said. "The shoe shiner boy?" Tiger swallowed. "Good afternoon, sir. What are you doing here?" he asked. Tiger stepped forward and placed the envelope on the table. "You left this in my box, sir." Mr. Daramola stared at the envelope, then looked at the boy, then back at the envelope. "You are returning it?" he asked politely. "Yes, sir." "Do you know what's inside?" "Yes, sir." "Do you know what you could have done with it?" "Yes, sir." "Do you know keeping it would have solved all your life's problems?" Tiger's throat tightened. "Yes, sir." "So, why bring it back?" the man asked softly. Tiger hesitated, then said something that would stay with the chairman for the rest of his life. "Because my problems are not an excuse to steal." Martha looked at Tiger like he was made of gold. Mr. Daramola leaned back in his chair, exhaling slowly. "Sit down." Tiger sat on the edge of the chair, like someone who didn't want to stay in it. "Do you know," he said slowly, "that this check could have destroyed me if it fell into the wrong hands?" Tiger blinked. "Sir?" Mr. Daramola rubbed his temple. "Someone in this company is trying to ruin me. And this check was the perfect weapon." Martha gasped softly. Tiger's eyes widened. "Sir," he whispered, I didn't, I didn't know." "I know you didn't," the man said gently. He stood up, walked around the decks, stopped in front of Tiger, placed a hand on his shoulder. "You didn't just save my money," he said, his voice low. "You saved my career, my name, my life." Tiger's heart beat faster. "But you also exposed something," the chairman continued. "This check did not fall by accident." He turned to his assistant. "Martha, call security chief. Tell him we have a breach." "Yes, sir." Mr. Daramola leaned forward, his voice soft but steady. "Tiger, what you did, most adults would have ignored the envelope, cashed it, or walked away. But not you. And now, because of your courage, I can stop the people who wanted to destroy everything I built. You saved more than money. You saved lives. Tiger didn't know how to respond. His heart thumped, but a strange warmth spread inside him. Sir, he whispered finally, I was just trying to be honest. Exactly, Mr. Daramola said. And that is why honesty is more valuable than any money and more rare than any treasure. Word of Tiger's honesty spread quickly in the Daramola group. Some employees were amazed, others were envious, but the chairman's decision was clear. Tiger would not leave that day as a shoe shiner anymore. Instead, Daramola invited him to the office cafeteria, fed him real food, and asked him about his family. Tiger told them about his father's illness, his mother's business, and how they were forced to sleep under the bridge because they can't afford rent. Daramola listened intently. When Tiger finished, the chairman placed a hand on his shoulder. You will not face that alone anymore. Starting tomorrow, you will attend school with proper uniforms. You will live in a safe and better place. And your family will have support until your father recovers and your mother's business grows. Tiger blinked in shock. Sir, I don't know what to say. You don't need to say anything, Daramola replied. Your actions spoke louder than any words could. That is all that matters. That evening, Tiger walked home with Martha Bliss, who had volunteered to guide him through this new life. The sun dipped behind the Lagos skyline, painting the city in gold and crimson. Tiger felt lighter than he had in years. He knew that life would not suddenly be easy, but for the first time, he believed it could be fair. At home, his father and mother could hardly recognize him. He told them everything: how he had returned the envelope, how the chairman had called him personally, and how their future might finally change. Tears flowed freely, laughter erupted, and for the first time in weeks, the place they called home felt warm, full, and alive. The following week, Daramola called an emergency meeting with the board. Thanks to Tiger's honesty, the internal investigation uncovered the man responsible for planting the cheque, one of the company's senior executives, a man who had schemed for months to take over the chairman's shares. The boardroom was tense. Accusations flew. Lawyers whispered. The executive's face turned pale as the evidence stacked up. Months passed. Tiger attended school, his uniform crisp, his shoes polished, not by him, but by others. He learned to read, to write, and to dream in ways he never imagined. His father received proper treatment and regained strength. His mother's akara business turned into a thriving small restaurant, serving customers who came from across the neighborhood. Years later, Tiger became an inspiration across the city. His story appeared in newspapers, online articles, and even school assemblies. The boy who once polished shoes to survive now gave motivational speeches to children in Lagos, emphasizing one truth: integrity is more valuable than gold, and courage more powerful than wealth. Daramola and Tiger remained close. The chairman even hired Tiger's mother as the manager of his company's community programs, ensuring their family never went hungry again. Tiger never became arrogant. He never flaunted wealth. He kept the heart of a shoeshiner, humble, hardworking, kind, and aware that a single honest act could change the fate of many. On the streets, where he once begged for coins, Tiger now walked with confidence, offering hope, a lesson, and a shining smile wherever he went. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, subscribe for more, and stay tuned for the next one.